Hey, Jeff. You'll get warm here in a minute. You'll get you warm here in a second.
Oh, yeah. No problem. It's not that bad. Thank you, though.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks. This is the life out here, right? Yeah, hey, you know, I haven't been to a baseball game in a while. It's kind of nice to sit in the stands. You gotta keep things on the positive. Meanwhile, wasn't ticked off. 10 minutes away. More like 20.
in the first inning.
Yeah, you know, obviously felt good to just get my first hit out of the way. You know what I mean? All of us here are a bunch of new guys, and we're all kind of searching for that groove and that at you know the college baseball level. And it just felt good. You know, I was locked in a two-strike approach, and you know, I didn't really think. I thought he was going to catch it, and I kind of blacked out for a second, but felt good to get the first one. And then that flip in the first inning was just I thought it was foul off the bat, and the wind actually brought it kind of back into play a little bit. And, you know, I just caught it, and the fence happened to be right there. So, yeah.
Jacob?
Hi, you had mentioned a few weeks ago that you being able to come back here and potentially contribute was something that was really meaningful for you. What did it mean to play such a big role in tonight's effort?
You know, it's cool. I mean, whenever you can help the team win, you know, that's all you can ask for. I don't think, you know, there's a lot of guys who did stuff like Joe Lampe was a spark plug all night. Ty had a great outing. You know, a bunch of guys, we just got it rolling and the whole team played well. But, you know, it's cool to do it back home, but, you know, we're just getting started.
Jacob again.
Last night, Tracy had said that he felt like you guys weren't as aggressive as you should have been, and you should have been swinging earlier in the count. Do you guys feel like you kind of did that tonight? And what was the approach going into tonight's game as far as being more aggressive?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were a little, you know, first game jitters, maybe you could call it yesterday. But, you know, we came out today with the focus of, you know, knowing this guy likes to throw a lot of change. So we got to get a heater early and attack and, you know, kind of just let it eat a little bit. You know, we already got a game under our belt, and just the approach is just to, you know, be dogs like we can be, just let it eat.
Any other questions? Thank you, Kai.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Who you on next? Lamp's coming. Oh, what's that? Thank you.
You got Joe Lampe. You have a question, raise your hand or ask in the chat. Raymond?
Hey, Joe, can you take me through your decision-making process as you round first base when you're looking to take that extra base?
Yeah, so before the at-bat, obviously the wind was howling. The outfielders started deep, and we're playing more towards the track. So once I saw it was more of a soft base hit up the middle, and I saw the guy was pulling up a little bit, I had no hesitation out of the box. I knew I was going to. I feel the only way that you get there is if you have no hesitation. So,
Jacob?
Joe, even when you initially announced that you were transferring here, you said that one of the biggest things that you would be able to do is bring just elite speed to the team and make a difference that way. When you came here, what was kind of the thought in terms of being able to make an impact? And was tonight kind of what you were thinking?
yeah, it was actually picture perfect. I came here to get on base for guys like Swift, guys like Hunter Jump, and be able to score from first, second, third on almost any ball. And tonight it worked out perfectly. When I was not in the 9-hole, Swift was batting leadoff, and what I want to do is just get on base every time for him so he can do what he does.
Michael?
Joe, after the rough night last night, what changed for you in terms of your mindset coming in and having a great night tonight?
Yeah, what I've learned from the coaching staff at Arizona State is baseball's game of failure. It's a long season. Pac-12 baseball, there's gonna be some tough games, and I stuck with my approach. Thought I honestly was seeing the ball really well yesterday. It's just sometimes the way the ball rolls. And tonight, came to the field, stuck with my routine, stayed locked in, just did whatever the team needed to win.
Jacob?
Joe, can you try and walk me through the play where Kai fell over the fence and was able to make the catch and kind of what you saw on that one?
Yeah. What was that, first pitch of the game or second pitch? I honestly thought it was landing on the devil deck. I didn't move. I honestly didn't even tell him he had room. That was all on him. Tremendous catch, and you just love to see that.
Alex?
Hey Joe, so aggressive base running, good pitching, solid defense all around. Is this kind of a low scoring win what you guys envisioned entering the season?
To start, we knew the bats were going to be a little bit slow. Obviously, then there's a little bit of nerve and adrenaline. Our pitching staff, I think, is one of the best, if not the best, in the Pac-12. And I think as the season goes on, we're going to start finding out our approach a little bit better. We're going to start getting those timely hits to add runs on late in the game, and it's going to be a fun ride.
Michael?
You got a great view in center field of the play. What did you see from Tyler out on the mound tonight?
Yeah, dude's got good stuff. His fastball, one of the more true fastballs I've ever seen. Usually that the fastball is dropping a little bit, but his just stays flat as is pretty much rising through the zone, and it's electric stuff. Usually we don't see that out of a college arm, that type of spin rate, and I'm lucky he's on my side.
Any more questions? Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Next, we got Tyler Thornton. If you have a question, raise your hand function or ask in the chat. Jacob?
Tyler, I'm curious kind of just how you felt out there tonight and what went right for you.
I felt pretty good out there tonight. And I mean, every pitcher here has to feel good with the defense that we have. I mean, we have Swifty, Haas, all these guys, sorry, Skip's doing stuff. If you just throw strikes, we'll put the ball in play and we'll make the out. So yeah, I felt good.
Jeff?
So speaking of the defense, those two guys you just mentioned, you got big plays overall from both of them, the play at the plate and some other plays. when you're playing these close games like this, I mean, it's just critical that you're getting those. How do you just feel about what those guys are doing to, keep you guys in the game or ahead?
I mean, it's awesome. They're really great players. They make pretty much every play. I feel really confident pitching with them behind me. It's awesome. Yeah.
Any more questions? Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you. So annoying.
Tracy Smith joining us. If you have a question, ask in the chat or use the right hand function. Jeff?
So it looks like you're going to be playing these games for a while until you get your hitting going. But what do you think was the difference tonight that helped you get over where, you weren't quite able to do it last night?
Well, we're still not clicking offensively. We left some runs on the board with the runners at third base and not executing, so stretch it out. But I just think the mindset at the end, I mean, Ethan coming in there at the end and a pressure thing. And I know he walked the guy, but give that, to lead off the ninth, but give their guy credit. He fouled off a bunch of pitches and worked a tough at bat, but not to let that play or that at bat impact the emotions and how he carried it. Just, stay with his confidence, stay with his good stuff, and was still aggressive in the zone. And that was our whole message, was don't fear the result. Things are sometimes going to go your way. Sometimes they're not. You got to keep battling and just play hard, let it out. Don't let the game dictate how you react emotionally. And I think we did a really good job of that tonight.
Michael?
I just asked Joe about what he saw from Tyler on the mound tonight. He talked about how his fastball rose to the zone. I'm curious if that's what you saw as well, and what else you saw out of Tyler tonight.
Well, he's competitive. It's interesting because, and we always say he doesn't wow you necessarily in the bullpen, and he just he cranks it up in the game. And I just think his competitiveness, and certainly he's got good stuff, is. I think I walked in at the end when Joe was commenting on his spin rate. He does have a elite spin rate, which is, makes it a little tough on the hitter. But I think it's as much as anything else, I think it's his competitiveness. And, he's not going to give in. He's going to make you beat him. And tonight he pitched very, very aggressively and did his job again, giving us the chance to win the game. That's the starter's job.
Alex?
Hey, Coach, yesterday you mentioned that the bats looked tentative. Was that something that you saw fixed a little bit today? And what did you think happened when runners were on scoring position?
Well, that was a point of emphasis. And then, when you have a runner at third, the tendency, I think, a lot of times you're a little amped up. And so it's like, it's that constant in-game adjustments of dialing that emotion back. We're not clicking offensively at all right now. And that's something we'll continue to work on, but it happens. And the tendency sometimes is guys like the press when you're not getting it done offensively. But we've got good hitters who aren't hitting right now, and those guys are going to come around. And I think once that does, with the pitching and the defense we have, I think we're going to be in a position to win a lot of baseball games.
Jacob?
Tracy, when Joe Lampe originally came here, he announced that he was going to transfer to ASU. He told me that the biggest way he thought he could make an impact was just to be a guy who could be speedy and make a difference with his legs. What did you see from him tonight? And just was this what you envisioned when he originally said that he was going to come to school here?
Yeah, I mean, speed shows up every day, and he did it. I mean, I love the hustle play, and he's been doing that a lot. We've seen that, but the hustle play, and that got us the second run. I mean, if he comes out of the box satisfied with the base hit, we're probably not sitting here right now. So that's what he's been doing. No, he plays hard every single day. He's honestly, I think he's usually the first guy here every day, working on his body and working to stay in shape and stretching and all the things that he's supposed to do. He puts in the time and work. And so his play is a reflection of him, which is he works out hard, he trains hard, and he plays hard.
Jacob?
What's the impact of being able to kind of bookend the speed of Joe and Drew 1 and 9 in your lineup to kind of be able to turn over the lineup that way?
And that was a little bit of a tweak in the lineup tonight. And, I actually said before the game, like, I feel better with this lineup tonight because of what you just said. It's, a little bit of pressure. And if you've got those guys at the top and Baez is going to start clicking, we're not worried about that. And the guys that can hit that double after them, those guys have the ability to score from first base on that. So that's why we made the adjustment. I actually like that a little bit better. And I'm sure we'll try that tomorrow as well.
Jeff?
When you have someone like Kai that makes that play right at the beginning of the game, what kind of jolt of energy is that? And then can you also comment on his home run too?
Yeah, well, that was big because, we had a bad taste in our mouth, obviously, from last night. That was a tough way to let one get away. And, I think we wanted to come out and set the tone. I'd be lying to you if I said we didn't want to set the tone a little bit offensively, but for him to do that defensively was great. I got guys in the game and, him selling out and making that play. But again, that's what he's been doing in the inter squads. That's nothing different than how he's been playing. And then to hang in there, and I believe that was a 2-strike home run, and he got the pitch up and got it out and got our offense going a little bit. So very much a key to our success tonight on both sides of baseball.
Jacob?
What kind of went into the decision to bring Justin Fall out in the role that you had him in tonight? And is that something that we could see a little more moving forward, just that kind of high leverage, long inning relief type of role?
Well, like we said, in these things before leading up to the season, we're still trying to figure out who that closer role is. And he certainly, as we've talked on this, was in the mix for that. And it just was going to take some time to work it out. And because guys do it in the inter squads, but we want to see it in the game. We got so many new faces, so many guys that haven't played baseball at Arizona State. We're still wanting to see them in a really, in a real competitive game. But Fall, we just thought with the dominant fastball that he has, we like those matchups early. He, we kind of had the idea going into tonight that Ethan was going to be on the back end regardless. So we wanted to put our, 2 pretty competitive guys out there. So we gave him the ball. We honestly were going to let him run with it as long as he was effective. And that was nice to see him stretch it out. But he'll be down. I doubt that we'll have him up tomorrow. And we knew that, and that went into decision too to leave him in there a little bit longer.
Michael?
What have been your observations of Sacramento State over the past few games?
I missed that. I didn't hear that.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it was muffled. I didn't hear that.
Okay. Sorry about that. What have been your thoughts about Sacramento State over the past few games of the series?
Well, we knew. Honestly, they're a very, very good baseball team. Reggie does a phenomenal job with those guys. They've been very successful. And we knew coming into the weekend that we were going to see Pac-12 caliber starting pitching from them, and they have not disappointed in that. They have been really, really solid on the mound. They're a veteran team, a lot of seniors on that team. They got basically everybody back from last year's, conference championship team. So we knew that this was going to be a challenge, and it's a great challenge in the weekend, but a lot of respect for them. And we know that we have to come out and play our best baseball to beat them because they've got a lot of pride. They know how to win. They're well coached, and it's definitely not a gimme. We got to bring our best tomorrow if we want to win this series. A lot of respect for how they've played, but it doesn't surprise us. We knew they were very, very good.
Jacob?
Last year, we kind of saw Justin struggle to get the slider working consistently, and tonight we really saw that working, especially when he buried it on the plate. When did you kind of see, whether it was over the fall or in the weeks leading up to the season, that start to kind of come back for him? And what kind of impact do you think that has for his stuff in general?
Well, that's the work. It goes back to the work and the plan and the time that JK and the program that he instills with those guys. And we'll pick off a few things, or he'll pick off a few things that he wants to make improvements on. And then as they accomplish that, then they do a few more. The consistency and the break-in stuff was something that was identified as we needed to improve it. In fact, that's probably one of the main reasons that he came back. He had a chance to sign last year, but wanted to continue to develop and get better. And he's put the time in, and therefore the results are better. But lot of season left, and we're going to need him to be even better than he was tonight. And but that's a good start. It's a good start for him this first weekend to get out there a couple times and have success.
Any more questions? Thanks, Coach.
Don't send it.